I am finally finishing up creating all the maps. And I turn the shaders back on. This time it's a different shader. This one doesn't have near the lag. The old one gave me like 15 FPS. This one I'm getting 30 FPS. Because it just got too laggy for me to play with after a while. To me, the other one looks way better. This one isn't bad. I do think the sky looks too bright. Which I don't know how to change that. I tried to change settings, but I did it of the brightness in vanilla Minecraft so it didn't affect the sky. It was only affecting the brightness of areas that were lit up on the ground. I realized that when I went to the nether and saw it, where I couldn't see anything. So after I get done with the maps, I will be renaming them, because if I don't rename them, they will show as unfinished or whatever, and I'm going to put them in a bunch of item frames, basically to have the same appearance of black concrete. The reason why I'm doing these maps is because it's on ice, given the title, so boats can go through it and it's like a pitch black tunnel. So this was by far the most tedious part of the project. And I didn't stream most of it because I thought it would get quite boring. might have been trying to see if anyone chats or whatever. Sometimes I don't pay enough attention, especially if I'm like PvPing or something or doing something that I'm locked in. This is fairly chillax. It's basically muscle memory at this point. If you look at these shoulders, every single one of them are filled up. All those chests are filled up. So I've had some practice. Tridents aren't very good. The C's on them I don't think do much. Having a lower attack speed, I mainly just use them for Riptide. Thing I don't care about the spear for is having to take the time to take it out. There is a spear in this I didn't realize. Yeah, it's a wooden spear if I'm breaking 10. So it's basically supposed to have the higher attack speed or whatever, which helps you lunge faster. So it'd be better than the spear I'm using. But it'd also be better if I had another spear for piercing. And also if I did that again, I'm not putting lunge on another 8 spear. I would do knockback since it's kind of cool. You can actually knock back TNT with it. Don't know how useful that will be. Other thing is, I don't know how you get the wooden spear. It's some custom one. Other than that, I have absolutely no clue. I've only seen it because players, you can do this fairly cool thing. Just type item with square brackets and it puts in your item so you can see the stats. It just displays it, nothing more. So it's not like this is a trade or whatever. I think I'm going to place down these just so they're out of my inventory. And I can show you what I'm working on. Also very convenient since this anvil never breaks. In this server, you can get money through doing jobs. You can't sell items directly to an NPC shop, but you can sell them to players. Rank 7, which I don't remember how much it costs, you get slash anvil, and you can get other things in the server. Default, you can see there, custom enchants get fairly broken. So having the 5th custom enchant, you get another one here, that makes a big difference. So I grind for this very heavily. Silk Touch Bonders is also nice. There's Art Map, which is what I'm doing right now. There's some cool things that are really only in this server. Some of them. Like, I didn't even know what that was. Slash ITF toggle mode visibility. Parlor orbs are in other servers. The prestige. No, this is slightly different. It helps where you can get more quests, which quests give you tokens. I don't really do quests that often, but when you get prestige, you get multiple quests, so you get more things to do from quests. So that will also make a difference. They mostly just give tokens. That I don't think I've got anything else from quests. But tokens are used for custom enchants. And especially since they made it where you can get specific custom enchants now. I mean, it's less of a gamble, but it still is a gamble, if that makes sense. Now they have got it where the crates are sectioned off by rarity. Basically meaning that you can pay more tokens, but also you have it where it's more likely to get the right C or whatever custom enchant. Show you what I'm talking about. It's a recent update they did. Pick up a mythic bow. You know, I think it's a bit scumbag if I take this. And also the sniper, which is you get 1 level and it goes up to 5. So it takes a good while. So you buy them by different amounts of tokens. That's for 5 of each crate, and there's a bunch of different ones in the crate, so there's still low chance for each one. But it makes it where you can get a specific C easier. Then not really, so you get those. Now I don't need this armor stand or easing sack, bucket, or coal. I believe I did all that. I did rename most of my items, so there'd be something cool. Did put 2 items on all this one. I've been slowly decreasing since people haven't been buying it. This is a lot, but also you can't get it because this is a seasonal item. It's fairly useful. It doesn't do much. It gives you food and absorption, but it's infinite. So it makes a big difference. I'm hoping someone will pay that absurd amount. Since it's not impossible, since they would have to wait like until I don't know if they'll do the event again next winter, so I'm not sure if you can get it again or how exactly that would work. To me, the end dimension looks the coolest, and the clouds aren't as bright, and it's kind of interesting. Why did they put clouds in the end? I don't know. I guess it's just simpler. Because I think the end is some sort of space. At least they got the idea somewhere in that range. At least it makes quite a bit of sense. How am I looking at it? There's no way I got that. They spelled it 4 times. They misspelled it. And why is it all iron, but actually not that bad of iron? Because I'm just slowly dying. Can one of the things hit me actually at that point? For a split second when turned of shaders just to see the difference. Kind of weird, the clothes, but I do like it better. Makes the lace look a little bit different. A little bit of lighting and the shadows from the torch, I think, is the biggest difference with this and the end. It also still makes the end look way cooler somehow. Probably because there's not much. Was not paying attention there. You might be able to put, I thought about this. I think it's called Reforged, but I don't think so. Reinforced, if you hit something, makes it where you take less damage with Elytra. I'm not sure if you can use something to conserve durability. I'm sure you probably could, but it'd probably be a bit harder to get. Which they made it where the new rare Cs for the rare armor are two that are for armor Cs that help with durability. One makes it where it doesn't take as much durability, kind of like Unbreaking, and the other just passively gives XP as it's used. The same as Reforged, except for Reforged is for weapons and tools. And this is one of the smallest in cities. I think I'm out. Oh well, I can just transition to something else anyways. Quite a few people out there watching this time, which is kind of surprising. So now I'm going to get gas tiers since I've got fairly close to being done with doing art map. Which if you haven't seen, it's basically just a painting that you can dye or whatever. I'll run the command so you can see. Here's the recipes, that's the easel, which is you need to be able to place a map on canvas. Which I had stacks and stacks of that. Dyes, these are all the different colors. And there's slight variations as well outside the vanilla. Get into the studio with the item names. So that's that. The water is much harder to see with the shader, which is it's kind of annoying, but also like the way it looks a lot. Because water will slow you down or whatever, like in a cave, and you can hardly see it because it's kind of this clearish grayish color. Being in a cave, it's really hard to see. I know I said this on the previous streams, but then I didn't do it for a while. I plan on doing a cooking video, I believe Thursday. So 2 days from now. Other thing, I've taken a break for a long time because it's very tedious and I didn't do much towards it. Now I did learn a lot because of I've never used Blender before, but trying to work on a Minecraft animation. So as a easier series to do, I'm planning on doing that cooking series. As because it's just what I do. I have these live streams which I'm doing, but for actual videos, I will try to do higher quality cooking videos, and I'll try to make the shorts where they're lower quality because I need to get more people to watch my videos. So to try to transition some my content. I plan on doing break from fishing for a while, like you've probably noticed. Which I'll most likely go back to it at some point. But at some point I think can be a good while since I've done fishing for a very long time. I know there's a lot of people that have heard of this, but it is free to use. It's not like I'm getting sponsored for this. Lunar Client, that's what I'm using right now. This is how I'm using the shaders. I was able to search it up on Lunar Client. And there's some things that normal Minecraft does not have that is amazing about Lunar Client. First one, you push J and it enables sprint, where it's at they toggled. So if you just push W once, you're sprinting. Another one, I did some on live stream, waypoints. I hid them so it wouldn't get in the way of the view, but I did it so I can see where other people's bases are at or whatever, or their builds, town, whatever. But this is basically just so I can see and remember, because sometimes I forget on some of them. So if you do that, you can see which direction it is, which there's commands, so you can teleport there on most of them, or have a home set there, so something in that nature. But just seeing a list so I don't forget. And now I have no clue. There it is. So also there's mods and other stuff with this. Another thing, and if you see in the right bottom corner, you'll see my armor, what item I'm hiding. You can see durability, which is very nice. So your armor doesn't break. Which especially since I use thorns, which cost a little bit more durability. Well, decided to do that in PvP, it affects movement. And just does a tad bit of damage, which might not seem like that big of a deal. I know a lot of people hate thorns. I don't think thorns is worth using on Bedrock. And it's really easy to get XP in the server, is another thing. But thorns, just having that slight edge, could be all you need to win a fight. But also sees that they make a much bigger difference than, not necessarily a bigger difference than enchants in vanilla Minecraft, but they make bigger difference than thorns for certain. And there's some other gadgets than this. This one I feel like is fairly well balanced. They've nerfed it a lot. Before it gave you like 5 absorption hearts. So it's been nerfed a lot. But it's still good just because it gives you the absorption. It's still very useful because it heals you as well. And you can use it during combat. Yeah, I didn't have that disc. And this, I didn't know this was in the game. I saw a video that had this music. I've seen the movie. Hearing this. Trying to wait. These two are probably my favorites. This one would probably be third. Crater and Pig Step. Crater almost sounds like RPG or something. Pig Step sounds like Pig Step. That is the part that I'm like, interesting. Some of these I don't. No, this one I find kind of annoying. Huh, interesting. That one's not too bad. But this one to me is annoying. It's on, if you play Dr. Donuts, you hear it after the duels or whatever, which he removed it or you can't do duels no more. That one isn't too bad. I'll put that fourth then. I don't have the other ones ranked. That might not be the one I thought it was. It was one of... I don't know which one it was. I thought it was that one, but it wasn't. It's not that part of it. I've been trying to keep these totems stocked, and I'm gonna restock the potions. Or whatever I just said facts for whatever reason. Did not mean to. At some point sooner anyways. I'm going to probably go diet envoy since there is 3 people that are kill people at Envoy constantly. Very annoying to me. Boogle, Quackle or Goose, Taco Bell. And there's my strategy. Spear, and this gives me food. Or saturation. And go back to my house and try to put some more stuff on all. I've been doing this mostly put on all. Now I do think I shouldn't show the shulker shells. And to me, these farms are very difficult to build. I didn't know people usually used endermites for these. I don't know why I have so many problems building these. Or if you just can't on bedrock, that might have been why. After Envoy, I think I'm gonna end the stream. One thing I did forget. I'll make her have some more firework rockets. I am on VC on Discord. I created a separate channel that I did a live streaming VC. So that way if someone else joins that VC, they can talk to me, and also it makes it a little bit more entertaining, I think, for the live stream. Because normally playing by myself, it's very quiet. Because I don't always try to narrate. It was not paying attention. I think I'm gonna get rid of shaders for this. Of course I did that. And now he's trying to kill me. So it's one of the players that kills me. There's a thing he tried to shoot at me, so. Apparently no one knows what the last few crates are. I just found one of them. That was the last one. And you can't use the Elytra and Envoy. It just doesn't work. You can't even bring it to Envoy. That's why I left it in the Ender chest. Well, see you in the next live stream.